Inside this burning building, one of the most horrific crimes you'll ever hear about. The charred bodies of 4 teenage girls, all shot in the head. One of the biggest mysteries haunting Austin, Texas. Who killed these girls? Does the man who lives here know what happened the night the yogurt shop burned down? The folks who crowd the busy sidewalks of Austin still talk about the yogurt shop murders. It was the night Austin lost its innocence and 13-year-old Amy Ayers lost her life.
There hadn't been a single day that she hadn't crossed my mind, ever. Some days are better, some days are worse.
Sean Ayers has never publicly talked about his little sister Amy, the youngest of the victims, until now on Crime Watch Daily.
If you could tell us who Amy was, just introduce us to your little sister.
First and foremost, animal lover. I mean, animals were her life, especially horses and cats.
It was just before 11 p.m. closing time. Amy and her friend Sarah Harbison were visiting their friends at the yogurt shop. Sarah's sister Jennifer and Eliza Thomas worked there behind the counter. Sonora Thomas remembers how excited her sister was to be working.
Oh, she loved it. She loved working there. She loved making her own money. She bought a car. She had a green Carmen Ghia that my dad was helping her repair. She was my older sister, so I really looked up to her. And so she was kind of my stable rock.
At 11:03, 3 minutes after Eliza and Jennifer closed for the night, the cash register rings up a no sale. Cops believe that's when the suspects grabbed the money and unleashed an almost unthinkable terror. Police say the girls were bound and gagged with their own clothes. Amy was sexually assaulted. Then the monsters shot each girl execution style in the head with a .22 caliber gun. The killers lit a match, and most of the evidence went up in smoke.
Initially, when the police officer spotted smoke and the firefighters were called in, it was thought to be a kitchen fire at a chain establishment. However, after hundreds of gallons of water were used to douse the 3-alarm blaze, 2 firefighters stumbled upon a horrific scene.
It's a foot that I saw. That's when I knew that, we had a crime scene.
What Renee Garza says he found will send chills down your spine. Garza was one of the first firefighters who discovered the bodies. He's also speaking out for the first time.
Literally, you guys stumbled upon the bodies.
I'm sure we walked on them. The firefighter with me tapped me on the shoulder and pointed down. And he asked me, is that a body? And I had to step back, and it was. I saw another body. I knew that it wasn't right. Something was not right. When I stepped back to see what it is that am I actually seeing this, which was a body face down, arms tied behind the back.
The bodies of 3 of the girls were stacked on top of one another. Amy, apparently still alive, pulled herself up and tried to crawl to safety. Her final moments, sheer terror. She was pistol whipped, then shot again with a .38. The second bullet was fatal.
What has this incident, this horrific scene, done to you?
It's just shock. Heart drop is a good way to put it. Just, I can't believe that I'm seeing this. I'm a quiet person generally, but immediately after the incident, you can't help but relive those images. And I still see the images.
Sean's mother, Pam, tearfully recalls that fateful visit from police.
Early that morning, the doorbell rang, and I looked out my bedroom window and saw police cars. The next thing was they asked, did we have a daughter named Amy? I said yes. And then my next thought was, had she been raped? I never dreamed that we were going to talk about murder. And then they said there had been a fire, and at that point, then I thought, well, she's burned. And then they said, we're sorry to tell you that she was dead.
The Austin cops worked tirelessly to solve this case. Witnesses recall seeing two mystery men sitting at one of the tables. Who were they? 8 days later, cops arrested Maurice Pierce for brandishing a .22 caliber pistol at a nearby mall. Pierce told cops he and 3 buddies stole a car and went on a joyride the day after the murders.
I would describe them as boys that had troubles.
The ballistic tests were inconclusive. They couldn't connect Pierce's gun to the killings. The biggest murder case in Austin history soon grew cold.
It is likely that the perpetrators of this crime entered the building, and the motive has been speculated as robbery.
8 years passed. Then, Detective Jay Swan's cold case squad dug through the evidence and took a fresh look at the investigation.
At the Austin Police Department, there's a scale model of the murder scene, including the mall and yogurt shop. Thousands of hours have been spent on the quadruple murder case, and there's a mountain of evidence, including this wall of files.
Detective Swan showed me the scale model.
We've constructed a removable top that shows the layout of the store as it would have been at the time, showing, of course, the counter and the seating in the front, and then some of the things in the back of the store as well.
Swan says the evidence led them to the 4 guys they suspected all along: Maurice Pierce and his 3 friends. Next, cops bring the men in for questioning, setting their sights on a confession to murder.
Is that the gun you walked up behind somebody with and shot in the head?